Charlotte Nelson. Charlotte has been on our team. This is her second year on our team. This is her first year doing this event, which is humorous interpretation of literature. And earlier this evening, when I introduced Keaton, I said he's in the second most competitive event. Charlotte here is in the first most competitive event. Now, humorous interpretation of literature throughout the entire state, far and away, has the most people competing in it. We were going over scores in the tab room at State, and they were talking about all of the seniors that were there, and I was like, nope, mine's a sophomore. And she hasn't gotten less than a first place the entire time. So I was very proud of her. She has worked so hard on this piece, and I really don't even want to give more of an introduction than that, because I'll let her do the speaking, obviously, but I do want to let you know how well she did this season. Her first time performing this piece in Glasgow, she got second, fourth at Roundup, second in Plentywood, first in Glendive, second at Divisionals, and then was our state champion. So without further ado, Charlotte Nelson.
So bright. Okay. So, the piece I'll be performing for you today is The Other Animal Right by Deborah Krasniewski, and I will start shortly. I object! Yes, Your Honor, I certainly do. Well, why not? How come lawyer can object, but I can't? Oh, minor schminer, I don't give a bat's behind I'm a minor. Are you telling me that I have to wait till I'm 18 to tell the truth? That's like immoral. I'm supposed to let this weasel with hair plugs defend me when he wasn't even there. I'm supposed to trust a lawyer who wears a polyester suit to court. I mean, be real. So you're really telling me it's against the law for me to tell you what happened all by myself? Hello? This is America. The land of, the free? Oh, you will? Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Your Honor. Stay seated, plug boy, and watch democracy work. Mine are my ass. Well, Your Lordship. Your Honor. There are two facts that you didn't know about me from the very start. The first is that I consider myself to be a fashion artiste. Vera Wang, Tommy Hiflinger, move! Someday, the name Breezy Summers will be synonymous with good taste. How do you like that name, Judge? Yeah, I know in your records there it says Betty Summers. But what were my parents thinking? A drab name like Betty could scar a girl for life. So I go by Breezy. Sounds so light and airy, doesn't it? Well, anyways, back to the point. My most important quality is my sense of fashion, which you all, of course, can tell just by looking at me. But the second aspect of my personality, probably the very reason I was put on this earth, is my belief in animal rights. It dawned on me a few weeks ago, Your Lordship, that there is one right that we of the human persuasion have forgotten about entirely. Everybody's always complaining about cruelty to use animals in medical experiments, and you always hear about saving endangered species. And every day, someone else is getting arrested on the news for picketing a movie star's house because she was seen wearing fur. Ugh, and don't even get me started on those vegetarians. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree with those animal rights activists 100%. Well, more like 99 to be perfectly honest, because I really do crave an occasional cheeseburger. But you see, Your Honor, we all tend to overlook one major animal right. Dignity. The right to look good. The right to be fashionable. Think about it. You see a beautiful woman walking her dog, right? There she is in her high heels and expensive jewelry. But what's the dog got? A collar. If he's lucky, you see a rich businessman in a $5,000 suit stroking his cat during a multi-billion-dollar business meeting. Now look at the cat. It's naked. How humiliating is that? Animals have feelings too. Animals deserve the right to feel good about the way they look. It's a basic necessity for all of God's creatures. All of the inhabitants of this earth deserve the same inalienable right. The right to fashion. When I finally realized my calling, my very reason for being, I headed straight for my brother's albino pit bull, Manly. After identifying his personal fashion deficiencies, I decided that I needed to soften the stereotypical muscle-bound look. I needed to awaken Manly's feminine side. Nothing impresses the females like a guy who is in touch with his sensitivity, who is courageous enough to show his vulnerability through fashion. Lavender hair did the trick. Manly seemed genuinely touched. Oh, but this was just small potatoes, Your Honor. I needed to go for gold. Why waste my talents on the family dog when right outside of town, just 15 miles away, only an hour and a half by bike, lay the county zoo? I waited in my bedroom, anticipating the right moment. And, there wasn't much else to do since my parents saw Manly, they locked me in my bedroom with no dinner. After we finish my case, Judge, there's a little matter of child abuse that I would like to discuss with you. Anyways, once everyone was asleep, I packed my backpack of supplies and made my journey to the Apple Blossom Park Zoo. I parked my bike behind some shrubs through the front entrance, and I peeked into the guardhouse window. A man in tacky green overalls was huddled over a little portable television drinking beer. So I slipped silently past the entrance gates. The first cage I came upon was the lion cage. You really shouldn't enforce some sort of safety inspection at that zoo. I was able to scale over that fence in a matter of minutes. What if a little kid climbed over? That could be, dangerous? Well, when that lion saw me, he crouched real low and started licking his chops. But lucky for me, I remembered to pack a dozen frozen hot dogs in my backpack. Now, I do apologize to the cow who gave up her life in the name of fashion. I really, truly do. Anyway, when I started brushing that lion's fur, he rolled over like a little kid! I did his mane, all of these cute little braids secured with colorful neon elastic bands. Now that's a lion who can hold his head up high. Makes me so proud just thinking about it. The next cage I visited was the orangutan, and she was a magnificent creature. Her fur was so luxurious, her eyes were so expressive, and her hands so human. But, really, Your Honor, have you ever seen an orangutan's butt? It's just plain nasty. I looked at that monkey and I said, whoa, girl, you need help. Yeah, it's no wonder you cower in that corner all day eating bananas. You're afraid to get up and fear that someone will make fun of that big red butt. Lucky for her, I remembered to pack some fat pants I forgot to sell at last year's garage sale. I used to wear them myself before one of that grapefruit diet everyone's talking about. She looked awesome. She is a little more bow-legged than I am, so it's a good thing the pants are spandex. Hey, I'm telling you, Plug Boy, spandex is the way of the future. They sell polyester soon. Try spandex. It's hot. Judge, it was the most fulfilling night of my life. I felt as though I was really making my mark on this world. The giant tortoise actually smiled after I painted his toenails lightning blue. I could have gone on all night if that man in the tacky green overalls hadn't decided to piddle behind the reptile house. Listen to me, Your Honor. Do these sound like the crimes of a juvenile delinquent? Were my actions those of a malicious vandal? Do I look like some punk teen that was trying to take advantage of poor defenseless creatures for her own twisted pleasure? Am I a suicidal maniac, a delusional thrill seeker? No, I object to those accusations. I object. Look at me. Is this the uniform of an evil, sadistic animal torturer? No. Look at this hair. It's the latest style. Look at this outfit, straight out of Teen Glamour magazine. Look at this face. Cover Girl Fresh. I live fashion. I personify fashion. I am fashion. Is it too much to want the same for my animal brothers and sisters? Doesn't a lion have the right to a trendy hairdo? Why shouldn't they minimize her backside to draw the focus to the beauty of her eyes? Can't a reptile care about personal hygiene? I ask you, Judge. I ask everyone in this courtroom. I ask the people of the United States of America. Is it sin to stand up for the rights of animals everywhere? No matter if he or she is covered in skin or fur or scales. I ask you, what about the most overlooked animal right of all? Dignity.